The federal government has approved nearly a dozen states to begin handing out those extra unemployment benefit payments, but New York State is not yet one of them.
That's because Governor Cuomo has not decided if he will apply, leaving many wondering if they should wait and see or take action now to secure their finances. Atia Collins explains what's happening here.
Now, Governor Cuomo says the state just can't afford to pay the required 1/4 of the cost by President Donald Trump. That means that he hasn't decided whether or not to opt into the program. But in the meantime, financial experts and some state officials do have tips for those who are waiting for the payments. Over 58,000 people in Rochester were unemployed in June, according to preliminary government data. The extra payments and unemployment benefits is something many were hoping for.
When you lose your job because of this pandemic that's going on, how are you supposed to pay your bills? And that little money, that extra money, how much ever it's going to be a huge help.
People out here need it. Due to this, COVID business, a lot of people aren't working. But at the same time, if the state can't afford it, then it's like, where do you pull these resources from?
Under President Trump's executive order, payments would be renewed at $400 a week. However, states would need to pay 25% or $100 a week of the cost, something Governor Andrew Cuomo says is impossible for New York State.
That is a fact. And we have a $14 billion deficit. And we can't pay for it. All the governors will tell you that if the states need to reinvent their unemployment insurance administration program, it will be weeks or months before anyone gets a check.
Officials from Governor Cuomo's office say no official decision has been made at this time, but questions about system changes and states being reimbursed for the cost is keeping Cuomo from applying. In the meantime, financial experts are suggesting those who rely on these payments to create a new financial plan now rather than wait.
If you have a car payment, if you have a student loan, things like that, maybe you want to call those people and ask if there's any way, if you are truly affected by this payment, that you were expecting to receive or have become so dependent upon, maybe you need to let them know ahead of time. So if we just put ourselves in a position where we can adjust and adapt, we'd be much better off. So why rely on the state if we can take these measures proactively?
Now, whether or not Governor Cuomo opts into this program, officials say that those on unemployment benefits should still apply and certify their claims. Reporting in Rochester, Atia Collins, News 8.